So I just did an interview for MCE with one of the CEOs. I did an update interview, and there was a comment, a little disagreement the other day because one member got mentally exhausted from the stock price movements of a lot of the small cap stocks, and pretty much said that the management of this particular company that I just did the interview, is doing horribly. The performance of the company is horrible. So then I started looking at I always know, the business performance versus the stock performance are two different things. And so I started this interview and I said to the CEO, I'm like, walk me through the last, 3 or 4 years from 2019. Where were you in 2019 versus where you are right now? So then he goes, well, in 2019, our revenues were at this level. And now, this year, they're going to be more than 4 times higher. Let me repeat this again. They were at this level, and they are almost 4.5 times higher. Okay. And then the stock price is down almost 90% from the high, not from 2019. In 2019, the stock price was about double from the current level. So the stock price goes down 50%. The revenues go up about 4.5 times. 4.5 times, the company goes from losing a lot of money in 2019 to being literally months from being profitable. They are growing at 34% per year, and their margins are almost 80%. And I said this to him, and I said, you are now, so I said, your revenues went up 4.5 times in 4 years. Your margins are almost 80%. You are growing at 34% per year. You went from losing a lot of money to being pretty much profitable right now, almost, like literally quarter away. I said, and excuse my language, I said, this is fucking crazy. That's what I said to him. This is fucking crazy. And you know what? And he cannot do anything about it. He cannot do anything about it because I said to him, you can't do anything about it because the liquidity is gone. Like, people don't have the money. And I say to him, I said, look, I would like to buy more of your stock. I'm sitting on $100,000 of cash. I have so much conviction that 100,000 that I'm sitting on will turn into $10 million because this company is going to be 100-bagger. So 100,000, 10-bagger, it's $1 million, 100-bagger, it's 10 million. But I cannot invest in it. He's like, how come you cannot? I said, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. My life is driven by stock prices. And he's like, well, how come? I'm like, I gain members to my service when stock prices go up. I lose them when stock prices go down. Simple as that. People do not care about that your revenues went up 4.5 times. They do not care that your business is so much further than it was 4 years ago. They do not care. And even if they did care, then they cannot afford to stay because of the movements in the stock prices. And he just couldn't believe it. But I'm like, so I cannot take the money that I have in the bank. I cannot put more money into your company even though I know that I can turn it into 10 million. I cannot, because I have to eat, I have to pay my mortgage, and that's it. And that's where we are with some of those companies, where you have revenues up by 4.5%, growing 34% year over year, went from losing a ton of money to being almost profitable, and still trading at 1 time or less than 1 times revenue. This would never happen on NASDAQ. Never. These kinds of metrics are not even possible. And because of the stock price movements, some people, like this member of MCE, said that this company has a horrible management and performance, yet when you actually look at the business performance, it is absolutely incredible. But people just don't care.